Well, welcome everybody to our May edition of Headlights Live. Thanks for taking the time out of your schedules. I know everyone's starting to get busy, but today we are going to talk about the ever popular topic of claims with Laura Pung. So glad you could make the time today. A couple of reminders before we get started. If you have questions throughout the presentation, feel free to type them in the chat box and we will address them. Also, if your agency is not silver certified, you can start that process anytime, and you just want to email training@wvlcorp.com to get started. That is an entire certification for your entire agency, not just a single person. So remember that, but it doesn't take very long to complete. We still have our feedback lane open. We change the question every couple of weeks, and we do want your insight. So if you have a few minutes throughout your day, if you want to call the number on the screen and listen to the question and leave a voicemail with your answer, we do love hearing from you, and that helps us to make some decisions here at corporate. Also, don't forget to send us your networking videos. You can either email those or text them to the phone number on the screen. We do have an example networking video today from Sally at Grace Moving, and she is actually talking about how silver certification has benefited her agency.
So my name is Sally Bolger, and we have Grace Moving Company in Modesto, California. We've been in business for 27 years. We started off serving seniors exclusively. It is still the heart of our business. Of course, we do all kinds of moving now. Yeah, so it was a very simple process, actually. I kind of dragged my feet a little bit because I thought that it was going to be more complex or difficult or take a long time. And I really should have done it sooner because it was very simple. And even though I've been doing it a long time, there were still things that I learned and appreciate about that certification. So it just gives more credibility. I think that people like to know that you made effort and are taking accountability for that part of your business. It is important to us, and so we want to stay on top of those kinds of things, and I think that shows that we are.
All right, so now everyone feels like they know Sally a little bit better. Now we're going to show one more. In both of these videos, I do want to point out that they don't have to be this fancy. You can record one on your phone. The one we just saw, Sally, we actually recorded at the gala, but you can do it on your phone. You can, just text it to us, and we're happy to clean it up a little bit for you too, if it needs a little bit of editing. This next video is from Star Moving Solutions in Virginia, and you'll see that theirs is also a little fancy. So please don't feel like because you don't have the ability to maybe add in some like extra layers on your video, don't let that stop you from sending your videos in, please, because we want to collect your videos and show them to the network. So let's learn a little bit more about Star Moving.
Hello everybody, my name is Jimmy Rang with Star Moving Solutions. Thank you for attending today's Wheaton Beacons Headlight Sessions. I'm here to tell you about international relocations. How many times does a customer call, ask you to get you a quote for moving overseas? You tell them we don't handle international relocations. Now we have a solution for you. If you call Star Moving Solutions, we can work together as partners and teams to get this customer moved, where you can make money and you can get a happy customer to their final destination. This is a very simple process. All you have to do is get a survey done. If you need help, we can actually perform the virtual moving survey for you. Once we have the weight and the volume, we can work up a quote. We can provide you a warehouse to final destination, and you can put your origin services or any type of markup on there and submit it to the customer. If the customer takes the job, we will do the forwarding on your behalf. You'll be extremely happy. Our coordinators are international experience and been with for multiple years. We can make you look good. So next time you have an international opportunity, don't turn it down. Get the information, contact Star Moving Solutions, and let's work together as a team and get some more business. Thank you.
All right, so that's a great example of highlighting a service that Star Moving provides that can be an assistance to the network. So thank you both for submitting those videos. We also want to give a shout out and thank you to our drivers of the month. We have Tim Bridges, who we've seen as driver of the month several times in the last few years. So congratulations again to Tim. He drives for Borman. And then Daniel Vasquez is a direct lease driver. So congratulations to both of them. And let's not forget about our agents of the month as well. Our April agents of the month, both East Coast agents this time. So things are happening, things must be popping in the East. We got Mafucci out of New York and All Brunswick out of New Jersey. So congratulations to you. And with that, I'm going to send things over to Laura Pung, our Director of Claims, and she is going to talk about some claims reminders before peak season.
All right, thanks, April. As April said, my name is Laura Pung, and I'm here to kind of share the best practices that can prepare you for our busy summer season and just throughout the year. Sure, one slide here, right? Oop, sorry about that. There we go. All right, first I'm going to introduce our claims team here. Fred McBroom is our Vice President. Myself, I'm the Director. Sharon Beach is the Manager of the Claims Department. Elizabeth Suter handles all of our national account claims. And then we have 2 COD and military adjusters, Debbie Garrison and Donna Reed. Ann Kosar does our tracing and overages, and Jeanette Patrick helps set up all of our claims in our system. One thing to notice here is that anytime you have claims questions, just general questions, you can always reach us at claims@wvlcorp.com. There's always, we get a lot of agents that will reach out to us and ask, can we send them the customer the claim form? Please feel free to send your customer the claim form at any time. But if you do prefer it to come to us, you can send it the request directly to this claims address and we'll get that claim form emailed out. So today I want to focus on familiarizing yourself with paperwork. In my opinion, if you complete the paperwork, if every single move has these topic here, the paperwork filled out properly, you're going to protect yourself from future claims. We've automated the bill of lading process. We're still seeing a few issues with bill of lading not being signed ahead of time. That's really important because sending that bill of lading over to the customer ahead of time is giving them the opportunity to understand full replacement value protection versus the 60 cents per pound. And of course, we want to sell that full replacement to our customers. You'll have a much better experience if a claim comes in if they select the full replacement. Inventories, you want to make sure that you're taking the time before sending your crews out to the residents to make proper inventories. That just helps protect yourself from claims. We're seeing a lot of similar inventories, like you're inventorying the same item the same way each time. Make sure you're inventorying correctly. You're marking the scratch where the scratch actually is. Exception sheets, make sure that you are filling out exception sheets when a shipment's coming into the warehouse or if you're loading it from a warehouse. And then you also want to make sure that you're using we have the bingo sheets, the high value inventories. We get a lot of questions about high value inventories. This form works really well. The customers like to explain to you what they all have at their residence that is of high value. It prompts questions about valuation when you start talking about high value. And then the bingo sheets, make sure, every shipment has a bingo sheet. Every shipment, the inventories are signed, they're checked off. If these forms, these 7 forms here, if they're filled out properly, it makes the claims job easy because it helps us, not only just deny, but also support why we're doing what we're doing with that particular item. And then last but not least, I think it's really important to talk about the quick claim form. And here's shortly, we're going to have a poll that will come up. And I want to know how many people are actually using the quick claim form. Have you ever used it? Is it something that you use once in a while? Do you use it? Have you never heard of it? So make sure that your drivers and your agent crews, when they're going out to the residents, that you send them with quick claim forms. They know what it's used for. So it's for anything, any claim under $500. And if you don't have the form, you can always reach out to us, and we can go ahead and. If you don't have the form, you can always reach out to us and we can go ahead and work with that customer on the quick claim. We can we can settle, you could tell us like what you have offered them, we can send the customer money. So just whatever we can do to help you guys and help reduce your claims. Just one last thing on that quick claim is that the reason why we encourage it too is to help you and your driver's rating. If you use this form, that particular claim will not go on the driver rating. So trying to, make that maybe number 2 driver, trying to get them up to a number 1, use this form and it really works. The next thing we're going to talk about is the top 10 claims.
Laura, we're having some technical difficulties with the poll, so we're
Okay.
gonna go ahead and skip that.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. We'll go ahead and go there. All right, so top 10 claims. This list doesn't change a lot over the years, but I actually reached out to the adjusters and asked them, what are you guys seeing a lot of? For some reason, pole lamps is always on this list. It's something they're not usually very valuable, but they get damaged. So we need to work on, wrapping the pole lamps and protecting them. If we need to put them in cartons, let's be prepared to do that so we don't have those, smaller claims on those items. Still seeing the ever popular televisions. They have went down in price, but make sure that, we're selling television cartons or using the original cartons. And then again, shoes and purses, we're seeing claims for scratches on those. Just make sure that you're having conversation with the customer about these items. Do they have the shoe boxes? Do they have the protective coverings for their purses? Patty, any top to a end table or a dining room table, anything that's removable, we recommend that you have those items crated. We hate seeing, a piece of glass that's damaged because sometimes these glass pieces are very expensive. So remove them if they can be removed and make sure that you have them crated. Patio furniture, it's just, I think we're looking at it like, oh, it's an outdoor item. It's always outside. I don't need to pad wrap it when I put it on my truck. But you really do need to, because these patio sets, they're very expensive. There's, one little scratch can lead to the replacement if we can't get that item repaired or have a customer who would take a fair allowance for that. Bikes, we have some very expensive bikes out there. Had a lot of agents now who are actually creating bikes because they're sick of seeing those claims come in for bikes. So they're recommending if there's a high-end bike, it gets created. And 9 times out of 10, the customers who have these expensive items, if you can have a conversation with them about why you're performing these services, you'll be able to sell them and protect them. So the next thing is residential property damage. I bring this to your attention because the last form, I didn't actually talk about it when I pulled that slide up, is the residential property damage form. I say this a lot, but I really do mean it. It's my favorite form. If you have your customer sign it at origin and your customer sign it at destination, this form works. We can deny a claim. We can support any claim denial if this form is used properly. These are just some examples. We have some scratches on floors. Property damage floors are not cheap. These ones are actually more reasonable than some that I have seen that have came into the office where we're spending $10,000 to replace a floor. But just make sure you're using protective coverings in the home. And just after this, we're going to have actually Gary Fletcher from City Moving and Storage is going to share some of his best practices on, what he does to prepare his crews before the busy summer season, what his expectations are of his crew when they're going into the house and protecting the home. Again, use this property damage form on every single move. And if a claim comes in and you've used it, we will try to deny it. We're going to now play a video from Gary.
Okay. I'm Gary Fletcher with City Moving and Storage, agent 0138. I'm here to talk to you about claims today. One of the first things that we do is we have a inspector that goes out on each and every move every day to see what is transpiring, make sure that the floors are covered, the walls are protected, the door jambs are covered, and that packing is being performed properly. And we require our guys to pad inside the house. They are not allowed to carry anything outside of the house that is not padded. That is one of our big changes that we've made, and it makes a drastic difference. as our new people come on, they work with our veterans to be trained and to handle the furniture properly, the proper way to pick up a piece of furniture, proper way to use a dolly where they're not sliding it on the floor and scratching something up. We try to monitor each and every individual to see how they are performing. If there's an issue, we contact it directly, take care of any issues right then and there, try to save a little bit of money because the customer will take cash over waiting any time. But then again, you know, as our people are learning, it improves. They improve with their damages.
Thanks, Gary, for sharing that. The next topic here is crating. So we recommend from the van line that you hire a third-party, nationwide third-party carrier. And I want to take the time to kind of explain. A lot of agents like to use either their own agency or maybe a local company to do the crating. We're not saying that you're not good at it or they're not good at it. But the reason why we recommend, you know, a nationwide company, like I've shared here, CSNS, is that they have the staff that can go ahead and set up the crating at origin and destination from you. So that same company, you're working with that same company at the beginning and the end. There's typically a single point of contact. So they'll have a representative that will work directly with you to get that set up. They will assist with contacting the customer and making arrangements for that. When they go out there, they take pictures of the item. They have their own inspection form that protects them from the services that they're providing. And then that's all signed off for by the person that's performing the service and the customer. And also, you know, especially CSNS, they're one of my favorite, definitely my preferred third party. They will actually settle the claim. So if it's something that they have did wrong, and they feel like it was their, you know, their person's fault, they will settle the claim whether it's at origin or destination. And, you know, there has been even situations where they've been so good to work with that they will even say, you know, hey, we think it could have been caused from the crating side of it, but we also think maybe the driver, there could have been some actual physical damage caused during transit. And, you know, they will work with them to even maybe split that charge. So they're just a really good company. And I know there's other ones out there, but I highly recommend going into the summer for, you know, you to look into who you are using and see, you know, how they handle their claims, you know, what their insurance policy is, what they do to prepare the customer. Do they have an inspection form? Do they take pictures? So if you have any questions about this, you know, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk further on, you know, kind of why CSNS is my preferred, or I can even give you recommendations of other companies if they don't service your area.
Laura, so we do have a question about the third party, specifically with CSNS. The question is, do our agents get any type of special pricing since they are part of our network? Do you know that or not?
I don't believe that they give us a special pricing because you're from Wheaton or Beacons. You know, that's definitely something that we maybe can look into to see if that's a possibility. But I do know that, you know, if you reach out to them directly and you know, they're very kind to work with you on any type of contracts. Maybe there's something that they have available if you use them so many times or whatever it is. So we can definitely look into that, but as of right now, we do not.
Thank you. That was the only question so far.
Okay. All right. So I think I've wrapped it up here. Any other questions? Nothing out there? Well, I hope everybody has a great summer and thanks for joining the webinar today. If you need anything from, you know, the claims department, any conversations regarding valuation, please feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help.
All right. Thank you, Laura. And then just some upcoming events that we wanted to note. We have our upcoming marketing success group Zoom meeting. So if you haven't attended, I believe this is the third one. We've had great attendance. It's really a peer-to-peer type group. Jamie will have an agenda that she goes through with some topics, but it's really a lot about idea sharing and kind of matching up with your peers to see who's doing what, how can they help you, what good ideas do they have that's working for them. Also, a reminder that from July 7th to the 13th is Operation Safe Driver Week. There's a link here to a video for some ideas on what you can do for that. Social media posts will be posted to the Van Line accounts for that week, and please, we encourage you to share those. And then National Truck Driver Appreciation Week is coming up in September. I know it seems far off, but you guys, you know how fast peak season comes and goes. So before you know it, it'll be September. Start planning today. And Jamie has included a hashtag there on the screen for you to use on your social media to tag your Van Line brand so that we can share your photos as well and try to get you some additional coverage, some additional viewers. And with that, I don't see any more questions. So like Laura said, feel free to reach out to her or her team if you have any questions about claims. Starting in June, we will have on-demand Headlights Live throughout the course of peak season. So please keep an eye out for that. We will send information about those in your emails through memos when they are ready. Thank you very much for attending and have a great day.